Is in my eyes.
Welcome, welcome. Good evening. If you are in the States, it's the evening, but wherever you are, I'm greeting you today. I'm Dee from H&D Abroad, and I bring sisters on, especially during the week, to talk about self-care. I reached out to my sister Winsome of Big Up Yourself to talk about a topic that I is very important to me because I don't wait until 2025. I'm not waiting until 2025 to set my intentions for the goals that I have. If you are a person that is desiring to make big moves in your life, and recognize that the way you have been doing things has given you some progress, but you're ready to make mind blowing, transformative um, results a part of the success you can center in your life. I invite you to stay with us today because we're going to talk about the mechanisms of not just setting clear, specific goals, but we're going to talk about how visualization has research has supported. Experiences have affirmed that your mind and your mindset is the most powerful part of your success. Regardless of all of the pieces that you pull together, your mind is the most powerful part of your success strategy. I can share my own experience, but I'm bringing in the visualization practitioner, Winsome. So, Winsome, will you introduce yourself again to our audience? Y'all know we have welcomed Winsome before, but welcome her today.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be back. You go away and you collect information, you learn stuff, and then you come back to the collective to share. It's like Dr. Kimani says, we're lifting as we climb, right?
Yes.
Yes. So again, my name is Winsome, with host of the Big Up Yourself show. I am also a crisis interventionist, a self-empowerment mentor. I have the honor of bearing a title as one of Texas's most inspiring women. And now you know me as visualization guide or practitioner. I am glad to be here.
Absolutely. So, as I put in the description for today, Black women can use visualization as a powerful tool to manifest their ideal lives. And so we're just going to talk through some things, but I don't want you to feel like this is the last time you're going to be able to touch this topic. Winsome is making a special opportunity for those of us who want to take their dreams to the next level. You all know on this channel, we have been talking about our move abroad. And I was like, I'm going to put forward every effort. I want to leverage every tool. But I recognize that there are some things that have been holding me back.
Yes.
My logical mind, Winsome, has been holding me back.
Your logical mind has been holding you back. Okay. All right.
And so what I have some questions,
Mhm.
but what I want to do is to give you an opportunity to share about how you have gone from I understand visualization to I really want to help other people to center this practice for themselves.
Okay. Okay. So, first of all, let's talk about what visualization is. And I mean, this is just a short description because it's so vast. There's no way to, in this setting right now, to really expand on it, right? So, visualization is the practice of seeing with the mind's eye what you desire for your life. And you want to be seeing it as if it's happening or already happened. That's how you use visualization. Um, and so, in seeing it so clearly in your mind, you're able to make it a reality. It's a way of intentionally aligning your goals and your aspirations with the creative force of the universe, right? And it's used for creating experiences and bringing things to pass and even healing the physical body, like I've been using it for lately.
Mhm.
And now it's not like Danica touched on, it's not anything new, right? It's an ancient practice that's been used since the beginning of time. The wonders of the world, even like the pyramid of Giza, was made through visualization, right? Our ancestors used it to address all manner of life's questions and challenges. And science, of course, they rejected it. They rejected because they didn't understand it, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, until recent times when they couldn't deny it anymore. And now official studies show that visualization actually works. And I'm thinking of an article that the CIA ordered and organized, right? The study of visualization. And that article the findings were so astounding that it was classified information until they declassified it in around, I think it was about 2003, right? They released a document and it's called the Gateway Process. And you can find this on the internet. The Gateway Process, and it proves irrefutably that we can, in fact, manifest things through thought. It's proven. And so now rich people use it and they pay good money to learn how to use it, right? Even sports teams use it to win games. It is
Yes.
something that is available to us to use to change our lives if we know how.
I was going to actually talk about the research study that you're referencing. Sports has been well. I ran track. I played basketball. I played soccer. I'm a sports person, and that's how I ran into visualization in high school. Um,
Wow.
and so when the study about two approaches that a team used where they were shooting 100 free throws, trying to improve their free throws, and they had another part of the group just visualize themselves doing it. So they were visualizing their body placement, their relaxed stance, making sure that their arms were in the right position, um, launching the ball. They were imagining the perfect arc and then imagining literally every stage of it till it was successful. And
Yes.
what they showed was that those who had visualized were more likely in performance to do better than those who had done the physical practice. And I mean,
Yes.
as a high schooler, I was like, really?
Wow.
So
Right?
I really had a very narrow view of visualization just being helpful in that. I didn't. So I mean, when you're talking about what are the key benefits of visualization, especially when you're new to the practice, what would you say is um, helpful? When you're setting goals and integrating visualization.
First of all, as you were talking about the sports story just now, that is how detailed and precise you can get and specific you can get when you're visualizing things. As you were talking about the positioning of the arms and everything, when you're visualizing it as detailed as possible as you can get, right? You're going to get that much closer to your goal.
Mhm.
So, key benefits, I say that visualization helps birth out what's in you, what you're metaphorically pregnant with. That's how I look at visualization. It helps you birth out what's in you, right? And there are too many benefits for me to list here, but visualization makes it okay for you to be delusional. So delusion is no longer a negative thing, but now it's a creative force that helps you to achieve goals, right? Yeah. So you call those things that are not as though they were, right? Now,
Yes.
as you're practicing visualization, your dreams begin to align, and I mean your REM dreams now. Your actual REM dreams were while you're sleeping, they begin to align with the creative force of the universe. And like this one time, I visualized wanting an apartment. And I had a dream that I was in an apartment and there were beautiful big windows all along the north side of the apartment, right? Well, a few days after I moved into the apartment, I looked up and there's beautiful natural light streaming through one whole wall of windows. And I was like, wow, look at that. I helped to create that. I helped to manifest that, right? So yeah, visualization also accelerates. This is an important one. It accelerates the reality of your goals and shortens the time that it takes to get to what you want. It shortens the time. And I like to explain it like this. You have a concrete wall or a concrete sidewalk. And oh, I also said visualization is like a power tool that we don't utilize enough because we don't know how.
Yes.
So you have the concrete, and let's take a power drill. Now you could sit there and knock that concrete with a hammer and a nail, and it could take you forever to get through. But with a power drill, two tools, you are through that concrete. That's what visualization does for you, right? It makes things come to you faster. Things can take longer because you're not paying attention. You don't know how to practice visualization. You're not intentional. You're not following the plan or the rhythm of the universe or the breadcrumbs that the universe or the clues that the universe leaves for you, right? So, but the thing is, you're not out here on your own on use visualization to help you. And I want to reference an author, a scientist named James Doty. James Doty, look him up and check out his work. And he talks about the neuroscience of manifestation and explores how focused intention and visualization can change brain structures through neuroplasty, which aids in goal achievement. Visualization is deep stuff, right? And it can also be a method of self-care, embracing ease. So you're not striving, you're focused, you know where you're going because you can see it in your mind. So you're not striving so hard, you're not working so hard, right? And then it helps with cleansing so that you can relieve yourself of unwanted, unhelpful baggage, right? And you can silence the noise and distraction. So now you can focus and things that would take way too long takes shorter time. And so now you're doing as little as possible to reach your goals. Right? So that's just a few of the benefits of visualization, girl. It's a lot. It's good stuff. It's something that we should be practicing every day. Marissa says yes to neuroplasty.
Yes. Yes. I'm going to comment here. What it sounds like is even before your circumstances, before the environment, before the tools are available, before you even know how to get from here to there, you have full access to visualization.
You do. It's a gift. It is a gift. It's there. It's there for us. It's there for us to tap into and access. It's already there. It's part of the universe, right?
I just, I, well, okay. So as a black woman, I the burden of knowing, we sometimes we've put on ourselves, and sometimes there's an expectation, um, and there is anxiety and stress and pressure
Mhm.
for that. And like I said, you know whether you know what to do or not, visualization, knowing that you can see yourself in a place you've never been, you've never. Okay, so maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead, because
Yes,
like I
yeah.
said, what I want to ask you is, how has visualization helped you specifically
Yeah.
identify and clarify your aspirations? Because you also just mentioned something that I think I need to tap into, that I'd never considered, and that's my health. How is it?
Your
You said
health.
you're using it with your health?
Oh, honey, let me tell you. I have okay. Um, I shared a story recently on somebody else's channel, and I talked about how I went into a period of, I revisited a traumatic memory and had a PTSD experience, and I was crying for 3 days, and I used visualization to help me stop crying and feel better. So now that memory doesn't trigger me as much. But check this out. I've been having, for a while, painful legs, excruciating pain in my legs, excruciating, where I am taking a lot of pain medicine just to get through the day. And then I said, you know what? Let me try this visualization on my legs, healing light visualization. I have had no pain in what, 4 or 5 weeks. No pain in my legs. Visualization is no joke. I visualize strong, healthy, pain free legs. And that's what I'm experiencing right now. Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, if there's the research, and then there are personal testimonials. Uh, and I know, so the Winsome is not blowing smoke, y'all.
I, there's a sister here.
Blowing smoke,
There is a
because it is
sister.
very practical. So when you say I visualized healthy legs, can you articulate
I visualize my
like
legs
that?
not hurting. I visual because my legs would hurt and they would be so weak. And I'm thinking there is something wrong with my legs. Something is not right with my legs. So I visualize having strong, healthy legs that would take me through the day without pain.
Hmm.
Okay. Let me tell you another story. Let me tell you another story of how I visualize things. And I have so many stories. I've been visualizing since long before I knew that's what I was doing. I've been visualizing since I was a little girl. All right. Okay. I wanted to buy a house. I was pretty much homeless. I was in college at the time in Massachusetts, and I told them I don't have anywhere to live right now, even though I'm registering for school. And they put me up in a room at the college, right? Fine. But I wanted a house so bad. I wanted a home so bad.
Mhm.
My credit was tore up. I didn't have a full-time job. I didn't have any money. I didn't know a darn thing what I was doing. How come I end up in a beautiful house? Check this out. So I am at work at the Home Depot. I get a part-time job. I'm at the Home Depot, and a woman comes into the Home Depot. I'm cutting her blinds, and something is bubbling up inside of me saying, ask her if her house is for sale. And I ignore it. I said, what the heck is that? Why would I do that? And then it comes again, ask her if her house is for sale. I'm like, what in the world? And baby, the next time it comes up, it was coming out of my mouth. Before I had a minute to ask a question, it came up, is your house for sale? And the woman is flabbergasted. How could you even ask me that? I'm barely beginning to wonder what I should do with this house. Anyway, long story short, eventually she gives me the address. I go across the street and I sit across the street on the sidewalk every night and I stare at the house and I imagine myself in the house. I imagine the lights nice and soft. I imagine myself cooking dinner in the house. I imagine how I'm decorating the house and everything. And before you know it, with all those odds against me that I just mentioned, I am in that house, owning that house. Visualization is powerful. Yes, I went and sat across the street on the sidewalk every night and stared at that house and imagined myself in the house.
I'm hearing some things that I have taken for granted.
Mm-hmm.
That I do, but I didn't realize were making an impact on my life. Not just the good things, but
That's it.
also I used to think one of my special skills was managing risk, and so I thought I was being helpful in saying what could go wrong in this situation, so that I could pre-solve. So that we're gaming out worst case scenarios. What I'm realizing, even with you talked about the CIA, I think this is a part of the Treasury. The example that I'm going to talk about is the power of the mind to fulfill.
Mm-hmm.
They don't teach you to recognize counterfeits with other by getting you used to seeing other counterfeits. They teach you how to recognize the authentic thing. And so if you're going to ponder on a thing, if you're going to choose what's going to be the most helpful in moving you from where you are to where you want to be, spending time, regular time. I see Angela is here from Love Park Connection talking about a morning ritual of meditation, saying affirmations, because our thoughts become things. I
Yes.
know from a religious, out of the
Yes.
abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. I mean, there's a lot of, it's not until you were saying it, we've got centuries of
Yes.
evidence of these things. What do we do? So, I mean, you're saying that I can visualize where I want to be. Visualization also provides clarity to my aspirations. That means, it means I can go from I want to move abroad to massaging that concept, looking at that kind of content.
Yes.
And the clarity comes to you because you're spending time with exposure. And I see Temple is in the chat today. She's one of our therapists.
Yeah.
That's on our channel, and I know that she can also even talk about that. So when you've got me chomping at the bit for, okay, so I have haphazardly entered the visualization space. Can you share just some basic steps, if you can give kind of a broad stroke to what steps as a beginner, I still would consider myself as a beginner for a practice. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If there's haphazard, I think about things, but then when I'm developing a practice because I want a particular set of things or a particular thing to manifest in my life, what steps would you recommend for beginners to create a visualization practice that feels authentic and sustainable?
Sustainable. Um, so yes, we can absolutely visualize and manifest unwanted things in our lives. And we
Mhm,
do that a lot because we don't realize how much our thoughts are creating the things in our lives, right?
mhm,
I forgot there was, oh, and then the thing about visualization is you get to rehearse your success before you get there.
mhm,
You're rehearsing all of what you want before it happens. And by the way, as you are thinking about it and as you're rehearsing it, you are actually creating it. So the minute you start to think a thing, you're already creating it. The creating process has begun. Okay. All right. So because what is it? Okay. And the thing about the best way to predict the future is to create it. Yeah. So you're actually you're actively creating the thing you want. So as a creator, you want to think about yourself, as you're getting ready to start practicing a visualization, you want to begin to think of yourself as a co-creator with the universe.
mm,
You are not alone. You are a creator. You are a powerful creator. You are co-creator with the universe. One of the things I recommend is create a designated sacred space where you go to practice visualization. Create a space in your home or your office or wherever. I call it either a lab or a studio, or you may even call it your sanctuary. And when you go to this place, it helps put you in the mindset of a creator. So you're going there with intention to create things in your life. It should be a happy place that anchors you in gratitude, right? And like I say, it could be a bedroom, your closet, your office, a space on the floor, a special chair. Have some special items around you to help ground you, but don't have the space cluttered, right?
mhm,
You might have your favorite textile or cloth, a blanket, pillows, and I love leopard print. So, of course, I have some leopard print around me. Have a favorite object. Some people have crystals. I don't work with crystals, so I can't, I don't know how to guide you there. Light a candle, have a journal, and your vision board visible, and spend at least 5 minutes. Now, um, when you are practiced, when you are a practiced visualizer, as you're on the go, you can spend 5 minutes a day is good. Anybody can find 5 minutes a day. If you are sitting down to visualize a particular goal, you want to spend at least 30 minutes doing that. And now, according to the gateway process, nobody has ever been able to hold the image in their mind for more than 15 minutes. It's hard to do, but
mhm,
that's okay. If you're visualizing and your mind wanders, let it go because it's over there doing work too. That's helpful to you. When it comes back, when it comes back, continue the vision. Let it go wander and come back. There's a whole lot of beautiful creative things that happen in daydreaming. Daydreaming is amazing. So let the mind go wander and come back and come back. Now, an important thing that I've done ever since I was a child was write the
mhm,
down,
mhm,
write it all down, and write it in details, in absolute details. And you can write your affirmations and write your chants and your prayers too. Write them down. Um, so,
mhm,
and another thing, before you begin your visualization process, you want to do a meditation process to calm your mind first,
mhm.
right? To calm your mind, calm any anxiety. So you're going to calm your mind down, and then you're going to make your mind active. All right. Um, so yeah, so you want to start with traditional meditation. So that, I mean, that's just something simple that you can do that you can maintain. Set up a place.
Mm-hmm.
Set up a place where you go to practice this thing. It's
Yeah.
that important. It's that important, and it's that helpful to you that it deserves a sacred space for you to practice this.
Mm-hmm. I'm Y'all, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because I have some areas in my life that I have not done this that I think could also be transformative. Relationships that have not gone well, that I can begin to center
Mhm.
them going better. I'm just, there's so many practical examples um, of that. But if you're like me, and I called myself the risk manager, what if you're someone like me that wants to use visualization to overcome like self doubt or fear when you're working toward a change?
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good because visualization absolutely helps calm your nervous system. It calms your
Mm.
nervous system and it eases the anxiety around goal setting and achievement because you're more clear. You're more clear. If you're timid about your goals, visualization can improve your confidence and make you brave and bold and resilient. Visualization erases timidity and gives you wings, right? Um, Visualization, so you're talking about overcoming self doubt and fear. Visualization will help you make the steps necessary to succeed, right? I mean, the steps necessary, including things like, say, seeking out coaching, counseling, personal development, learning certifications, whatever resources you need to support your goal. All of these things in your bag can help you erase self doubt and fear when you're working towards a goal. By correctly practicing visualization, you gain clarity and focus, which will dissolve your fears and uncertainty because now you know what you need to do to get where you want to go. You feel empowered. And in the clinic, in my clinic, we do a lot of empowerment work. You feel
Mhm.
empowered, so you're ready to bring your vision to life with greater belief and determination. That's why it is super helpful to work with a visualization guide because you can be guided in emotional release if you're feeling unsure,
Mm.
right? And again, like I said, visualization eases timidity and gives you wings.
I, I'm not used to just centering
Mm-hmm.
the success of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel vulnerable when I don't spend a significant amount of time thinking, what if I make a mistake? Um, what if I forget something important? What if I don't know what to say? What if I and I feel like those I in for years I have felt that that is what should give me confidence, that being able to plan for those negative things is, or spending significant time considering those scenarios, is really the game changer in helping me to feel prepared. But I can tell you that it doesn't.
Well,
It doesn't, even when you're doing a new thing. And I think those who are in this space, Black women over 50, are, a lot of us are doing a new thing, whether it's you know,
And
I'm deciding to get married, or I decided to get divorced, or I've decided to start dating, or I've decided to move abroad. I'm deciding to do new things when I think what I'm really talking about is a deeper fear of failure.
a fear of failure. A fear of failure.
What role does emotional engagement play in visualization? Um, I know I'm centering this part of me that, especially if I'm reaching toward a goal that I've had for a long time. I mean, like emotionally invested energy in. I really want this thing, but if I like go full out like this, my biggest fear sometimes is failure. And Nikki, servant teacher Nikki, is on today. We talked about what if my greatest fear is actually succeeding, because then I'll need to keep going. So, can you talk a little bit about how emotional engagement plays into visualization, and really how people can use their emotions to make their goals more tangible?
I think that's a beautiful question. It's a beautiful question, and it's an important one. I'm going to back up just for a second, though.
Okay.
Visualization takes practice, just like any other skill. You're building a skill, you're learning a new skill. It's going to take practice. If you're serious about addressing some of your fears and concerns about visualization, work with a visualization guide at least in the beginning, at least one time. And at this point, guys, I would invite you to come to the clinic, because we cover a lot of this stuff inside the clinic. um and then as far as making mistakes, mistakes are part of the journey. Mistakes are part of the journey. Mistakes is part of the growing process. So don't be so afraid of making mistakes.
Mm.
Mistakes are on the back end gifts. Okay. So don't worry too much. Focus on what you want and not on what you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So um, you can practice feeling the emotions of a future dream turned reality. You can practice that.
Okay.
All right. Rehearse your success using all of your senses. You want to begin to feel what that success feels like. So now don't focus on what you don't want, focus on what you want. Feel what that feels like. This is why it's important to write things down. Write down everything you're feeling. In the clinic, we have a feelings chart where you can identify your feelings. How do you feel in that? Okay, because feelings, right? Feelings is an important part of the manifestation process.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Really?
thought, yes, the very important part. You have the thought and you have the images. You need the feelings also, the emotions also. So visualize, what does it feel like in that successful thing, right? Feel it like as if you're feeling it like it's happening right now. What are those feelings that you're feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those emotions will help send signals to the brain that what you're visualizing is real.
Mm-hmm.
And then it impacts your electromagnetic field to materialize these things. That's how important the emotions and the feelings are to visualization. So, emotions create a more immersive experience and strengthens the belief that the goals are attainable. So as you're visualizing, incorporate those emotions. If you're anxious going into a visualization session, though, abort.
Mm.
Anxious going into a visualization session, abort. Deal with the anxiety first. That's why before every visualization session, it is important to do a grounding exercise first. All right. Okay. Um, and it's important to do emotional release healing if visualization is to be effective. Otherwise, it's going to cloud up the picture, and you
Mhm.
don't reach your goals, or it takes too long. So emotional release is important to visualization. That's something we cover in the clinic as well, because you don't want to be visualizing the wrong emotions. And again, that's why guided visualization is so important. And where was I? Yeah, yeah. I hope I answered your question.
You did. You did. What I'm recognizing, and I love that we've got our mental health folks in the chat, is the confirmation that a practice is bringing is bringing things toward you. When I was looking up meditation, visualization, the law of attraction was another
Yes.
concept that came here. And so when you talk about the electromagnetic
Magnetic
force,
field.
it's transforming that as well.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
when the brain begins to believe that it is regulating your cortisol levels appropriately,
Hmm.
it begins to behave in a way that does that thing. I'm
Yes.
saying more. I'm seeing more and more examples. As I'm beginning to tie these things together. I watched Michael Phelps. I mean, someone who physiologically, like, why would he need to spend time visualizing? Because he's in top form, and he
Mm.
says that I feel the water. I I have a ritual for what I do, and so that literally my body, after I have visualized myself successfully doing it, that my body literally goes into automation when I'm doing the thing, and it fulfills what I have visioned for myself. Now, I'm not saying that, if I'm visualizing $1 million, but who's to say that that is not?
Hmm.
Who is to say that that is not um, possible?
It's
You say,
entirely possible.
only you say what is
It is
possible
entirely
and what is
possible.
not possible.
Hmm. It's entirely possible to the extent that you're willing to believe.
Well, some things as I have ticked off why attending the clinic is important to me.
Hmm.
So I'm about to vision being able to pay the full fee. Okay. That,
Oh,
that,
very
that, that a
important.
way is made for me. But guess what, y'all? A way has already been prepared. A way has already been prepared.
Exactly.
I'm going to put the information about the visualization on the screen right now. But I'm going to tell you why D is going to be participating. And I actually wrote out probably about 5 or 6. I'll share my top ones. Um, Feeling overwhelmed
Mm.
about a big goal. I'm attending because I'm dreaming in a way I have never dreamt about my life before. where I am not surrounded by people who are doing this thing, like in my daily life. I'm meeting sisters, and I feel like that is a part of my visualizing, is because I intentionally want to touch and encounter people making moves. I'm checking in with Yvette, who's in the chat now. Yes, because I care about how she's doing, how she's feeling, because
Yes.
she has made a big move. But it's also a similar move I need to make. And so I want to help her center positivity and love and joy. And that even similarly, I want to get some of that from you too. I mean, like energetically, we're able to share that. So I feel like I need to be in an intentional space that
Yes.
allows me to be confident in dreaming big, and not just getting tools, but to be in a safe space to be able to do that.
Yes.
Um, is this is I'm seeing it as the beginning of the start of my practice. Cons- I know to do a thing. I know to do a good thing. I know putting healthy food in my house is going to encourage me to do it, to
Mhm.
eat well.
Mhm.
But I'm attending because I want to stay motivated.
Yes.
And I want to be in community with other people with that same intention,
Yes.
that may also share how they are creating that consistency and having accountability, having maybe even making relationships to have an accountability partner that's going to help me to be consistent. I want to be in spaces with people who are learning, so that, we're going to be using the same vocabulary outside of that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you have touched on many of the reasons why it is so important to practice visualization in a group, at
Mhm.
least in the beginning. Very, very important. Um, do you know that the collective energy of a visualization in a group actually charges the atmosphere and attracts your goals to you faster? Do you know that that deepens visualizing in a group deepens your individual experience and makes your goals more attainable? You learn that. Let's talk about the clinic for a little bit, because the whole community, being in community with people of like mind, is important. I say that visualization is a power tool that we don't utilize enough because we don't know how, right? So I've created this clinic to show you how I've used visualization to bring some miraculous things in my life, and what I've learned about how not to bring misfortune to yourself.
Mm.
So the clinic is called We Are Creators Visualization Clinic. We learn how visualization can go wrong and turn your world upside down, but there are things and practices you can incorporate to ensure the results that you want. Um, and so that's one of the biggest benefits of visualization. You get to achieve your goals faster. So in the clinic, we cover a lot, a lot. There's a lot packed into 2 to 2.5 hours, and it's going to go pretty fast. Um, I'm going to give you some ideas about what will happen, but there's so much more in there. And you might even need a one-on-one after the clinic, because it's going to go fast. The clinic is November the 24th at 3 p.m., by the way. The creative energy is amplified, and visualization becomes more successful when you practice in a group. There's a collective energy and shared focus that deepens the individual experience, so it becomes a powerful, um, a powerful space or exercise where the strength of the group elevates everyone's journey beyond what might be possible alone.
Mm.
Right?
Wow.
And then there's a sense of accountability that can encourage regular practice. I think that's what you're thinking about, the accountability to continue regular practice. There's going to be various exercises, including light tapping
Mhm.
to clear blockages, right?
Yes.
We're going to clear some trauma and visit our little girl and all that. We're going to talk about how I use the healing light to heal my body, how you can use it too. We're going to talk about some intentional goal setting. And for the sake of time, we'll focus on only one group. I'm going to ask you to come with 10, start thinking of 10 of your goals or dreams, but we're only going to focus on one in the clinic because we don't have that much time. And one of the first things we're going to do so that you can begin to see yourself as a creator and so you can begin to step into your role as a creator, there's going to be a creator initiation ceremony. All I'm going to tell you about that is going to be something else. So
I'm ready.
I'm ready, y'all. Because you're no longer going to be wandering around in life without direction, because you are aware that you're actively creating your life, right? Let's see what else we got. I know that there's one sister that emailed me about doubt and unbelief already. We're going to work with her as a group to help her borrow our belief. Those of us who believe, we're going to help her borrow our belief. That's what one of my coaches would teach me. If you don't believe, borrow my belief. And it helped me. It helped me.
That you about to set some people free, Winsome.
It helped me. And one sister said she's having trouble actually seeing images. We're going to help her learn how to see those vivid images. There'll be some chanting. So come ready. And when you come to the clinic, don't be hiding. Don't be embarrassed. Don't shy back. We're going to do some chanting. Come open and ready. And by the way, if any of this sounds woo-woo to you, it's meant to be woo-woo, because woo-woo is where your help is, my love.
Come on now.
Yes. Woo-woo is where your spirit guides live, right?
Yes.
Science has explained the way things our ancestors knew, but they're coming around. So you come around too. Manifestation is woo-woo, and you can't deny manifestation. We're going to address opening up to the awakening of our spiritual consciousness and becoming aware of our electromagnetic field and how we can use that to attract things to us. You're going to begin to think differently about water. You're never going to drink another glass of water the same again. When you realize the sacredness of water and how the energy of water reacts with our electromagnetic field, yes, drinking water can help you attract things into your life. Visualization is deep stuff, y'all. And rich people spend a whole lot of money learning this stuff.
Yes.
And practice this stuff. So, but when you sign up, you'll receive a list of things you need to prepare to bring to the session. And there's a lot more I haven't mentioned, right? You'll see when you come.
Yeah.
There's really only space for 12 people. And that's, yes, just 12.
Yes.
That's a significant number too, by the way. And you're not going to be in this alone. You have people who, sisters who support you. So, and buddies are encouraged. So if you're thinking of things like moving abroad, or you want to be an entrepreneur or publish a book, come to the clinic, right? Come to the clinic. Get on the wait list. The wait list expires on the 17th. And
that's what I dropped in that's what I showed before and what I dropped in the chat. If you are joining from the future and it's past November 17, there will be the updated link for how you can still sign up if space is available. Thank you, Winsome.
Right. And with the wait list, if you come through the wait list, you're eligible for a $50 discount. Okay.
What is
So I look forward to seeing some of you sisters up in the clinic. We're going to have a good time. We're going to step into our roles as creators with the universe, and we're going to support each other on smashing these goals.
Let's see. So you stole my thunder. One of the things that I wanted to have you that I didn't share with you earlier was we talked a lot about who this is for. If you're dreaming a dream, if you know that fear and doubt have been a part of how you have looked at, your life's goals. If you're really focused on challenges, but want to open yourself up, we've said this is for you. But there's another side to that, and that is who this is not for. And I love that you started with the woo-woo. Because yes, I couldn't type it fast enough. Because woo-woo is where our spirit guide lives.
Yes.
Woo-woo it is a part of our cultural heritage, the knowing, the knowing that our foremothers have had, our forefathers have had. Y'all, I'm saying that if this has been leveraged for centuries.
Yes.
I think we call it woo-woo because we don't think that there's clinical evidence, but bam, Temple has addressed that. I put my clinical stamp on the woo-woo. But if there are people that I have a challenge with things that are different, is there any other things people should recognize this workshop may not be for me because it may center, you want to have certain people in this space that are ready, that are willing. Are there folks that this is really not a good fit for?
I mean, if you are a skeptic and none of this makes sense to you, then you shouldn't come.
Yeah.
If you already made up your mind that this does not work, and I can't imagine anybody who would think that you can't visualize. And I think everybody is aware of the power of manifestation now. I think so, right? But if you are one of those persons that don't believe it, then yes, then this is not for you.
Yeah.
If you can't
don't mess up our aura. Don't mess up our energy by saying I'm coming to debunk. This is a healing space. This is a space. When you said I'm gonna borrow your belief, y'all, I'm telling y'all, if you're ready for transfer, if you're ready to center or up your transformation ability, why not now? Why not today? This is the first time I'm aware that Winsome is doing this. I'm saying I don't know when she's going to be able to do it again, but getting a jump start on 2025 is why I want to do it in 2024.
Yes.
And so, thank you for putting that in the chat. It's November 24.
Yes.
At 3 p.m. It's a 1 day, one shot. She's going to give you all the things that you need to be prepared to engage the one goal that you're going to be prepared to focus on during the session. But you can replicate this with the other goals that you've written or new ones that materialize as a part of your internal investigation, the clarity that you receive, all the things that we've talked about today. Winsome, are there any other points? Oh, yes, that's right. Because
it's Central Time.
It is Central Time. Okay.
Yes.
So if Big Up Yourself is a champion in the space of you celebrating
Yeah.
the original you.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this in this space today, and Prophet Mother knows. She asked a question in her group, and I shared, I miss the optimistic me.
Mm.
And she asked me, when did you lose that optimism? And you all know I'm 50 plus, and it was in my teenage years that I could feel the reality of the world, the reality of the big world decisions, adulting. When I started being asked to think like an adult, I felt like I needed to put away dreaming. And as I tried to connect with reality, the more I funneled myself from dreaming. And I feel like this is the time.
Mm. Are we stuck? I guess we are. Hers is stuck. Are we stuck in the chat? Or should I continue speaking until she comes back online, you guys? Can you hear me?
So live. There we
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still good. We're still good. But like I said, I feel like this is the time. This is the time. If you're ready for it, I think
This is the time.
give it the opportunity. You did not come into the space today by accident.
Yes.
Continue the domino effect of dreaming big for yourself, creating a habit, a consistency that brings goodness and joy and light and love and connection and healing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Winston.
And if you happen to be part of the 12 women that will be in the space, you'll know that you're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you to everyone that's been able to drop in. I saw you, Poetry. Thank you so much for coming to be with us today. I see you, Angela and Temple and Prophet Mother, who joined us on Friday, and so many sisters that that are in this space today. Marissa Price, she has such a I watched you all together on her channel, and I'm just, Yvette, thank you so much. All of you all, each of you, whether you've been on my channel or I have watched things that you have been doing or that you've been saying in the world, I wish you nothing but beauty. And that this is the start. Get in community with Winsome and this beautiful visualization clinic. Connect with her for those sessions that she's going to offer in the future. Because, man, I'm ready to speed this thing up.
Yes.
I'm ready to speed the gap between my dreams and my reality. And I hope the same for everyone else. All right. Goodbye for now, everyone.
I want to just.
You wanted to do one more thing? Okay.
No, I just want to acknowledge this one comment by Love Park Connection. She said, that's how rich people become rich. They know the secret. And she's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Dee, for this opportunity. Thank you for this space. And thank you, sisters, for joining us this evening.
Absolutely. Winsome's information for her channel, the visualization clinic, and the other details about what we talked about today are in the description. Have a good evening. Bye for now.